Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo, what's going on, guys? I can see the sentiment is still pretty shitty in the chat. Shout out to Mike Freakaman. Shout out to Two Wolves, Dan, Hamilton. Who we got? Corey. Who we got? Crypto Shock. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We're getting to, slowly but surely getting to this $21,300 zone, man. All night Bitcoin just kind of slowly crept down, like a little fairy down to that level. Let's jump on it, though. We got the coffee rockin' out in this bitch. We got the coffee rockin' in this Thursday. Oh yeah, we got the coffee rockin'. Like said, when Jordan Bear suit? As soon as Java comes back, man, which hopefully will be soon, honestly. We're making some progress on that. What's going on, Anderson? Rod Radford. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Bitcoin's still kind of approaching this 21,000. It's 21,003, 21,004 zone. Slowly crabbing to that level. Slowly but surely, it's getting there. It's getting there. But we didn't quite hit that level yet, which is interesting. Very interesting. As we go into market open in about an hour, as Bitcoin approaches that key level, man. I mean, I think this level is pretty big, and I've sort of said this, like, up until the CPI next week, there's going to be a lot of bearishness, right? The bears are out in full force right now. You got super bear euphoria at the damn moment. And I will say, like, this level right here at 21,400 is a pretty freaking key level, man. Like, this is a massive level, in my personal opinion, that we want to see Bitcoin hold. And if this doesn't hold, right? I don't know, man. We could see a little bit shakiness up until the CPI because the bears own the sentiment right now. They do, right? I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. That's what you get, though, when Powell comes in and strikes you down before a big news event. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Wayne said, told you, I own more Satoshi this morning than I did last night. Will probably own more tonight than I did this morning. I can't stop. Help. Wayne, You're always buying Satoshis, man. You can leave some for us, man. But we're trying to see a little bit of a dump to the zone, bro. You know, if you keep buying Bitcoin, Bitcoin's not going to get that dump. You know what I'm saying? You know, let the whales do their thing. Who else we got here? Where's the Magic Mike chart? Let's go. Like and subscribe to our nights. Shout out to Dan, man. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to little old Dan. And let's get busy with him. All right. I want to stick with the daily chart, guys. It might be a quick morning stream this morning because there's really not much new to talk about that we had really the last couple of days, right? I'm still waiting for this bear flag target here. We're kind of just slowly creeping down, guys. I mean, it's really just, you know, a move down into some type of bear flag, right? Into a move down into some type of bear flag until a move down. The measure move of this flag that we've been watching, bro. You know, if we take the top of this to the bottom, does put you back into, you know, depending on where you want to put this, right into that 21,300 to 21,400 zone that we've been talking about, you know, like crazy the last couple of days. And I've been patiently waiting until we get to this damn level, at least for a little bit of a bounce. How big of a bounce we're going to get here, I don't know, quite honestly. And Bitcoin's looking a little weak, I'm not going to lie. But we got the 786 fib here, and we got to the mid-range here, which is basically, if we want to look at this daily range as a big range, right, where we have basically our 25K highs, and we got these lows coming in, you know, depending on where you want to put the lows. I put them like, you know, 19K, 18.5, wherever you want to put it. This is the mid of that range, right? That's the 0.5 retracement coming in right there at 21,400 or so. So this level is huge. And you can see the significance of this level in the past, right? You can see resistances, right, that we turn into support here. This level is pretty big in my opinion on the daily time frame. And you know, I keep saying this, like, what happens between now and next Tuesday is really a big question to me. And you know, I sort of say, like, the bears are owning the room right now, and the bearish sentiment is really pushing this price down, bro. So, you know, what we've seen between now and the CPI next Tuesday is will be very, very interesting. And I will say, if this level breaks right here, man, just look out below, and I would not be surprised if we see, you know, a bigger move down to, you know, these levels down here that we've been talking about, man, which, you know, is the Wyckoff number 2 in that scenario, which is really just, you're waiting for Bitcoin to make some type of higher low here, right? If we do come down and we crack this level, right, it's this $19,000 zone, which has got me very, very interested and very, very perplexed in this sort of range. And that would sort of line up with the Wyckoff schematic number 2. If we've been watching this, right? So if we do break this, you know, could we be in for a long little ride in this sort of zone, you know, for quite a bit, in this zone for quite a bit, if we do lose this level? We'll see, right? Obviously, like I said, I don't really know, you know, it's one of those things that you would expect a reaction right here. You would expect some type of reaction. Are you gonna get it? We'll see, right? You gotta kind of play the let's see game. I will be looking for long right here at this 21.3 zone myself for at least a little bit of a move up. How much of a move up? We'll see. A swing trade might turn into a scalp, if you know what I mean. Mike said the falling wedge target around 19,200. Yeah, man, this zone right here looks pretty damn juicy for me. And to me, like, if we're gonna get there, I think it's going to be a quick move, right? I think it's going to be a move that scares the living bejesus out of everyone, right? And really scares everyone before the CPI, because I think the fear right now, guys, is, you know, there's a lot of fear out there right now. There's the Mt. Gox selling their crypto, right? There's the inflation, you know, there's the inflation fear that inflation's going to continue up, you know, or continue to not go down as fast as everyone wants it to do, like it did in January, right? There's the fear that the Fed's going to do 50 basis point rate hike in this next FOMC meeting. It's like an 80% chance now, so the market is baking that in, right? So what's going to happen is, you know, you're gonna come into up at the CPI next Tuesday, right? Price is going to be wherever it's going to be. I honestly, like, maybe you get a small bounce here, right? Maybe you come down lower and the price is somewhere in this range up next Tuesday. And that's going to be the kicker of the market, man. Let's be honest. If CPI comes in better than expected next Tuesday, the market's going to rally to the upside, right? And if it's bad, it's going to go down, right? That's sort of the market we're in at the current moment, I think. And I will continue to say, like, what will February bring? Well, February is kind of interesting. It could be bad. It could be good. I mean, February came down, it came down a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be the best month for CPI, but I'm really looking for that March CPI. That March CPI, I think, is going to be a banger as this has came down a shitload in the last 30 days. So, man, let's see. But Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a drop. Let's see. So we're coming into this zone this morning, guys. Shout out to everyone who's out here this morning and watching the charts, man. This is a key level, 21.3. Shout out to everyone in here. We're looking for a move into this zone, 21.3, 21.4, man. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Let's see. What do we got in here? What do we got? Pimple on my cheek. Pratish, we ain't got no pimples, right? I got the best skin in the game. Just kidding. I don't. When I was a kid, I used to always get pimples on my nose. And where'd you guys get pimples when you were a kid, guys? Or if you still get pimples, where do you get pimples? If it's somewhere weird, I don't want to know, right? I don't want to know if it's on, this body part or that body part. You can leave that for you. But when on your face, I used to get pimples on my nose, like boom, 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 a bunch of white pimples on there, if you know what I mean. But all right, let's see. So Mike said that the falling wedge on the daily time frame. Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm keeping an eye on. Right, I still have it in my head, something like this over the course of time, right? And that would put you right in that, funny enough, right in that golden pocket zone. If the price was going to slowly just go, maybe you get, I don't know, maybe a dump, you get a little bounce off this like 20K zone, right? And then you come back down, something like this eventually. That's kind of what I'm looking for that longer term kind of super grind it out depression phase if we see that, right? Which I've been telling you guys, this zone right here is for me accumulating some alts that I've been sort of waiting on, right? And I'm willing to hedge my bets in there. And I've continued to say, like, if and you guys remember up here, like we were talking about these Wyckoffs, right? And we were talking about the possibilities of coming back into this range. It's one of those things that, if the price comes back into these ranges down here, everyone, it's gonna be perma bear central, man. I think everyone's gonna turn into a perma bear. Even the bulls are gonna turn into a perma bear if we come back down here. And I'm willing to go the contrarian route and say that if we do come back into these ranges, I'm gonna be looking for a bounce back to the upside. Obviously permitting that the price action kind of allows it at the time. But that's been my thought process, man. So let's see. Bitcoin. Oh, it's getting a little bit of a bounce again. Let's see. Used to get them every damn when I was in puberty. Oh, dude, I got them in my nose. I got them like right here under my mouth, right? Under my mouth right here, right? Right under my mouth, right? And it used to be like big white ones, right? Huge white ones. Even when my mom was like, give me a kiss, and she saw that thing, even my mom said, bro, bruh, I'm not kissing that face. You got to be popping that big white pimple on your mouth. Right? She even was saying that. Never mind the fact that, it was tough for me. Dan, stop eating McDonald's. Dan, stop eating McDubs, bro. Even though McDubs is underrated in my opinion. It'll kill you slowly. If you eat McDonald's probably once a week, you'll probably lose about 5 years on your life on average. But it does taste good. All right, so we got all this stuff, right? I mean, we've talked about all this. A lot of it's the same. Weekly time frame. We are approaching that bull market support band, man. This is the interesting level where we want to see hold. Is right here in this bull market support band. That ranges right now from 19.8 to about 21K. So let's see, right? We want to basically hold this on a weekly close. So I'll continue to say I remain long-term bullish above 18.7. Really, I mean, you can even go down to 18K really if you wanted to, but we'll call it 18.7. And you know, any type of high or low that we're looking for, right, in this general zone, is what I'm looking for, man. I mean, it's really as simple as that. And you know, I think right now is one of those times where, okay, everyone's getting bearish into news events, but you know, we got to understand is the market's baking in these bad things, right? So by the time you get to them, it's almost like, okay, we get CPI that comes in flat. Okay, the market's kind of bearish anyways, and then we get that 50 basis point rate hike, which the market's projecting at 80% now. So the market's baking that in. So to me, the only thing that can really happen is, okay, you get down to some of these levels, right? You get the CPI, you get to FOMC, right? And if you get bad news, the market's dumped so much that it's going to be baked in because the market bakes that shit in beforehand. So you probably just go sideways in that case. But I'll tell you this: if the news is good, right? If you get a good CPI, if you end up getting a 25 basis point when everyone's projecting 50 now, man, you're gonna get a rally to the upside, right? So that's why between now and next Tuesday, be prepared for some volatility. I would not be surprised if Bitcoin dumps to 20K, and I would not be surprised if Bitcoin kind of just holds out in this range until then. But we'll see. Let's see. So Bitcoin's getting a little bit of bounce, 21,629. Let's go check out the DXY. DXY. Oh, the DXY is kind of looking a little swing faily. A little swing faily, guys. What did I just say? Swing faily? Who am I? Am I like a cartoon character now? I might be a little bit of a cartoon character. You know what I'm saying? I might be not a little bit of a cartoon character. Man, this coffee is really, really good, guys. Am I slurping too loud? Let me know. Let's do a quick poll. Does Jordan slurp his coffee too loud? Yes or no? Okay, answer the poll, guys. Does Jordan slurp his coffee too loud in the morning? Let me know in the chat. Wayne said, can you pucker up and blow us all a big kiss? Wayne, are you serious? Are you serious, bro? Oh my God, I have to do it, man. I mean, you sent a super chat for me to sucker up and give you a kiss. I have to do it, man. It's very, very sus. It's very, very sus. You know, I don't know if I can say that in 2023. Shit. I'm going to get canceled. Shit. I am going to get so canceled for saying that. But hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Wade, just for you. I will pucker up and give you a kiss, and then we'll talk about the Dixie. Which the Dixie's looking a little swing, could be looking a little swing failing. We got 450 people in here, guys. 80 likes. Let's smack up that like button. Let's get the likes over 200. Come on, man. Let's get the likes over 200 on the morning stream as we all enjoy our coffee. And let me blow a little kiss to Wayne this morning, guys, because Wayne deserves a little bit of a kiss. Only for you, Wayne. That's it. But it ain't going to be me blowing you a kiss. It's going to be Karen. That's so sus. All right. That's so sus. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. All right. No, but the Dixie, guys, if the dollar breaks back below these recent highs, so you notice what the dollar did, and this might not last. So we got to see this break back below. But the dollar basically made, right, this high, and it made this high right here. Right. And you guys can see the dollar got a big push up, right? And made sort of this high, right? You can maybe make the case, if the dollar starts breaking back below these highs here, right here, you can make the case that the dollar just made one big swing failure to the upside. And if it starts breaking back below here, that would actually be a pretty bearish for the dollar. Now, like we said, we haven't done that yet, right? We're sitting right on top of that support level here, but watch this very, very closely, guys. Watch this very, very closely on the dollar here. Whereas if it does break back below these highs and it swing fails these highs and starts coming back down here, you would basically look for, in that case, right, a move back down to 103. I know that sounds crazy right now. And it's like, Jordan, what the hell? That doesn't even make sense. How's the dollar going to drop? Everyone's so bearish right now. Just watch this. If this level right here breaks, if you break back basically back below the 0.618, You could have a little bit of a swing fail pattern here on the dollar to bring this back down. Just watch it. Watch it very, very closely. If the dollar holds here though, and you do see a bounce off support, we're still looking for 107, right? We're still looking for 107 if you find a little bit of support on this level. But watch this level very, very, very closely, man. Very, very, very closely as we come on into, as we kind of sort of come on to the end of the week and we let things die down a little bit. Let's see Bitcoin. Bitcoin's getting a little move up. 21,660. Let's see if we can get back over our 15-minute EMAs because these have been kind of an annoyance for us on this little bit of a move. But we're back into the 30 EMA. We got to get back over the 30 and the 50 if we want to see any type of momentum to the upside here, at least on the 15-minute time frame. Lisa, you did have a little bit of 15-minute bullish div, so you're getting a little bit of a move up, right? You had a little bit of a lower low and a little bit of a higher low structure coming in, which I guess is giving you a little bit of a move up, but let's see if we can get any serious momentum, because this ain't no serious momentum at the current moment, my friends. Let's see. Stock market futures are red. Really what we want to see, guys, and this is all I want to see for the rest of this week. Just don't give me a big dump before the CPI. That's all I want to see. And to be quite honest, I would prefer if the S&P kind of just did this until next Tuesday, right? Just kind of stayed in this range right here until next Tuesday. Just stay there. Don't give me that dump that dumps us below this level before the CPI, because I would not like that very much. Then we have to work on getting back over this all-time high trend line, and then it's just annoying, you know? So what I want to see from this is just range, right? Today, Friday, Monday, just range in here until the CPI. Allow us at least to build a range that we can play. Okay, if CPI is bad, we play that this is probably going to dump. If the CPI is good, we break to the upside and make it nice and easy for us. If this does dump this week back below here, right? We break back below the 618, right? The 200-day moving average, the all-time high trend line. That ain't a very good sign for us, right? So we got to pay attention to this. But once again, I think most likely this ends up just trending mostly sideways, right, until next Tuesday. And I know that's not fun. I know that's boring. We want moon or doom right now. Moon or doom right now, right? We want
everybody panic. We're going to zero.
Or we want
strap up. We're going to the moon.
But I would be shocked if this actually made a big move before that. But I know the market's pricing in some bad news. So let's see. Yeah, see, Bitcoin can't get back above this at the current moment, guys. Getting a little bit of rejection there. And the dollar is finding a little bit of support. So like we said, we need to see the dollar break back below these highs to say, okay, swing failure, we break to the downside. But right now you find a little bit of support there, my friends. A little bit of support. Let's see. Jordan does not slough his coffee loud enough. Let's see. Does Jordan slurp his coffee too loud? 53% of you guys said yes. I know you guys troll me, though. To be honest, I know you guys troll me. So do I really believe you in the chat that you say that Jordan slurps his coffee too loud? I'm going to be honest. I don't believe you. CH said zero. F and go zero. F and go zero, man. Who in the chat wants Bitcoin to go lower? Let me know. Separate what you want and what you think is going to happen. Who wants Bitcoin to go lower? Let me know in the chat. This is some beautiful coffee, man. Volume continues to fall off a cliff. Look at how low the volume is, man. The volume on the weekdays has not been this consistently low. Look at this shit, man. This is a low volume. You really only have this low volume usually on a weekday. When you've had consistently this low volume on a week, right? I mean, really, you have to go back so far to find volume that's been this low during the week. You really have to go back to April of 2022, man. You have to go back a whole year to find volume this low on a week, right? Excluding weekends, right? Weekends are usually low volume, but shit, man. Look at the declining volume as we approach key levels, right? So, I mean, here's kind of my deal. What is the sort of, and listen, volume can come in at any moment. You know what I mean? If you look at some of the past big drops, volume was pretty low. And then when you got to key inflection points, the volume kind of picked up on the big moves down. And I want everyone to remember this. If Bitcoin is to get a dump and you see a massive volume candle on the daily, that tends to mark, you know, somewhere around the lows. When you do see that big volume on the right. So November, you saw that big volume spike. That was the low, right? Back here in June, you saw sort of this big volume spike. You end up at like 21K. You went down to 18, right? But like a few candles later, that ended up marking the relative bottom. You know, back in May, you saw this big volume spike down. That was sort of that low. So like for future reference, if we do see a big volume spike down, I would probably guess that that's going to be the local low. We just haven't seen it yet, right? We're still getting that declining volume coming in here, which could mean two things. It could mean that, you know, there's no buyers that are supporting the price up. And it also could mean there's no one's trying to sell, right, at least at the current moment. And everyone's kind of waiting to see, okay, are we going to break some of these key support levels? And then I'm going to start selling. But man, volume just falling off a cliff as we move down, which it actually is a attribute of the Wyckoff. As you know, you want to see that big spring. Off the spring, you want to see the most volume, which we got, right? Off the pump, off the spring, you want to see the most volume, which we got, right? And then when you start seeing that like depression phase where, you know, that phase where you kind of, the price kind of comes down, you actually want to see volume fall off a cliff, which means that everyone's kind of indecisive, which is exactly what you want to see on this sort of ending part here. So that's what we got here. That's what we got. CHK, here comes the whack off. YouTube polls 100% accurate. YouTube polls are 100% accurate. I'm down with these prices bleeding. Mostly happy Horse Guy is back. Thank you, Franklin. Yeah, Horse Guy will be... If you miss Horse Guy, guys, Horse Guy is back. He'll be making a return later. Right now, I don't think he's in a trade. He's still baffled by last night. I think he closed his long position for a massive loss. If you guys didn't know, like he basically longed 21.3 with a stop loss at 18K. So he is absolutely baffled right now as far as Bitcoin goes. Dollar getting a little bit of a bounce, S&P getting a little bit of a bounce, and Bitcoin getting a little bit of a bounce. Everything's kind of bouncing here this morning, guys, which is absolutely crazy. Ethereum, let's check Ethereum real quick for all my homies in the chat. Who we got in here? I see Wayne. Sorry, I had to stop and scoop up a few more sats. Wayne's always scooping up more sats, bro. He's always scooping up more sats. ETH is approaching the bull market support band. That's been a place to hold, as we've been talking about for Bitcoin, right? So we made low 1, low 2. Now we're sort of in this period where we do see this drop here. And we basically want to see ETH hold above 1429. You know, and that gives it a little wiggle room up until next Tuesday, right? That gives it about a 7% wiggle room here for the downside, which is cool. I mean, that puts you right near that local low. If we go to the daily time frame, I don't actually... ETH has been holding up better than Bitcoin, which has been surprising. ETH from the highs is down about 12%, while I believe Bitcoin's down about 14%. But I'll say this. ETH has broken below the 30 and 50 daily EMAs. You've dropped, you back tested, and you've got a little resistance there. Now you're getting a follow through. This is the point I'm looking for at least a swing long on ETH, or at least at this point, at least a little bit of a scalp is right in this box here. If we do get it, where they kind of sweep the lows and they bring it back up a little bit, at least looking for a little bit of a scalp, right? Obviously, use stop losses, probably with a stop loss below, but this point would be a point I'd look for at least a short-term bounce. It's another one of those things where it's like, we sort of sit here and we wait, and I know the narrative right now is just down, 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 down. I get it. It is what it is. I can't change the narrative. Whenever we seem to be in this down, down, down narrative, you guys remember all those narratives, all the times that we've had those narratives, right? I mean, and I'm not going to say you're going to necessarily get a massive bounce from this level, but the time frame this reminds me the most of, as far as down, down, down only, right? The bearish crowd's getting a little bit heavy, is in this zone and in this zone. I don't know if we're quite in that zone yet, right? But I think we're slowly getting there, as far as seeing some type of bounce. But I think this is the box you look for. If this box breaks, it's the same as BTC, man. If BTC sees that 19K-ish level, I think you see like 1,300 on ETH. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same point. You get a bounce here. If you break back below, you back test, you get resistance. I think you're going to come all the way back down to 1,300 here, man. So we play it like that, right? We play it like that, and that's all we really could do. right? Because I think, not even I think, it's a fact that the market is baking in bad news, okay? And the news is going to dictate where we go, right? I don't think anyone likes to say that, but that is the case. That is literally the case. As the market bakes in bad news, it's going to be dictated on where the market goes next Tuesday and the week after that. So that is the market we have to deal with right now, which, like you said, the trend is down. So I guess you got to sort of, on any retraces, right, I guess until Tuesday. So if Bitcoin does get a bounce here and comes up to this like 22.3 level, it back tests this downtrend trend line, you got to look for shorts, right? In that case, on any type of retrace, if that's the case, you know what I mean? So that's how I would play it, man. Look for shorts on retraces. Don't short the lows, right? I mean, sometimes it can work, right? Let's be honest. If you shorted the lows all last night, it worked out for you pretty well. But, any type of retrace, you kind of look for a short position there, right? And you play it back down. But, right now, you play the short-term swings to the upside. But the big move comes down to next week, guys. So, need some good news. Just a regular swan. We need some good news, man. We need a white swan. Everyone's talking about the black swan. Where's the white swan? I actually saw something like this, guys. Bitcoin sold off the other day, right? And there's a little conspiracy theory going on that you guys remember you guys remember the U.S. government was sending Bitcoin back to Coinbase, right? And it was a pretty hefty amount. I believe it was like $1 billion that they sort of own there, and they're moving it, I think, like a quarter of it to Coinbase. There's a little bit of a conspiracy theory that you guys noticed that when Bitcoin had that dump yesterday, right? That's exactly when XRP had a little bit of a move up to the upside. Where's XRP? Where's XRP? Where are we in here? Right here. That's exactly when XRP actually had that 4-5% move to the upside, when the whole rest of the market was bleeding out, right? The whole rest of the market was down 5 to 10%, but XRP was up 5% on a day that the government actually sold a massive amount of Bitcoin. So there's a little bit of conspiracy theory going around right now that did the government buy some XRP as XRP kind of consolidates in what would be a bullish pattern, right? Which is this falling wedge. There's a little bit of a conspiracy that's, did the governments pick up some XRP? And, right, is that leading up to something else? I don't freaking know. But what I'll say is, I kind of like the narrative. I like the narrative, bro. I do. $1 billion of Bitcoin is nothing. Bitcoin moves trillions, but it's a lot when you move that from Bitcoin over to an altcoin. That's a lot. That's a lot of money for an altcoin, man. It's a little bit of conspiracy, but isn't it funny that when the whole market bled the other day, XRP was like randomly up 5% and everything else got absolutely destroyed? I don't know. It's a little bit interesting of a narrative, man. It's a little bit interesting of a narrative. Random guy. All swans matter. Yeah, that's true. All swans do matter, man. All lives matter. All swans matter, and all coins matter, man. All coins matter. Let's see. How about we just say everything matters? XRP though, so we are looking for eventually a move up on this. I do actually really like XRP's chart. Funny enough, you guys know I'm usually an XRP stablecoin sayer, right? Because it is a stablecoin, but I kind of do like its chart right now, right? It could get rejected here again, come back down, and sort of do something like this eventually, but the chart is speaking for itself, man. I mean, it's gotten bounces off this upward sloping trend line multiple times. You could actually draw it like this if you want to do closes and say, okay, you bounce once, twice, 3 times, you're down at the lows, forming a falling wedge as you approach this upward sloping trend line, right? And say, man, this would be a logical point where XRP could see a move up just based off of getting a bounce here, 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 and now you're here, right? So it would make sense. It would make a lot of sense. As XRP has kind of been the stable coin of the bear market. It's held its value pretty well in the bear market. I will say that. Since June, it's been the same price since June. It's done pretty damn well. I will say. Top of the morning to you, man. Top of the morning to you. Who matters more, swans or chickens? Well, chickens taste better, so I'd say chickens are better, man. You're getting some moves up. ACH, one that I've been looking at a little bit. I did add a little bit of ACH as you kind of front ran this golden pocket, and many other altcoins are at their golden pockets, and that's why I said, okay, Bitcoin's coming to a major level. Okay, this is going to be the point where if Bitcoin's going to bounce, this is the point we're going to see it. Okay, this is the point we're going to see it. If you don't bounce from this level, it could get a little ugly. This is going to be the bounce point. And the other reason is many altcoins came down to their 618 Fibonacci's. If you guys haven't been paying attention, they have, right? So ACH front ran the golden pocket. It's getting like almost a 15% bounce today, which is pretty freaking cool. But it's not just ACH, man. If we kind of just jump through some of these and we kind of look, many of these have retraced to nice levels. So let me look at this. So AVAX, I mean, just to give you guys some examples, right? AVAX has came down to basically all these previous lows. Would be a nice little, at least a short-term bounce point. FTM, you guys can see FTM from the swing low to the swing high has came right back down to that front run a little bit, that golden pocket, man. You're front running that level just a little bit there, but you're getting pretty damn close to that. Near is another one. Look at near right in the golden pocket zone, right? So from swing highs to swing lows, sitting right inside that golden pocket, right at this previous high. I don't know, man. A lot of altcoins are at a logical place to get a bounce right when peak fear is literally in the market right now. I don't see anyone that's looking for any type of bounce. I'm just seeing fear. Like I said, guys, the first thing I do every morning is I open up YouTube and see what all the other YouTubers are saying. And every thumbnail is just doom and gloom this morning. It was doom and gloom yesterday. So OP, another one that is now back at this sort of upward sloping support line, kind of like Bitcoin, right? You got to bounce. Would be a logical level for a bounce, getting a 5% bounce today, right? Right off this previous high. And that's my cases. That's why I made my title, guys. Bounce or 19K. This is the level to see a bounce from. Is Bitcoin between 21.6 and 21.3. This is a massive zone for BT Sizzle. Let's see dollar. Dollar is still kind of holding up here. And stock market futures are actually coming up now. Interesting enough, they were red. They were actually really red. They were down like 0.5% earlier this morning. And now they're actually green. And you actually got the NASDAQ, which was down a lot earlier too, which actually is flipping green. I think this goes sideways for the rest of the week as we sort of approach here. Let's see. We know. What we got? Let's see. I FOMO'd $1,000 into XRP today. He FOMO'd $1,000. Listen, I kind of like the XRP narrative, man. It's very interesting how it got a 5% bounce when the rest of the market got trashed. I think that's very interesting, and I'm actually kind of bullish on XRP's chart. I'm not gonna lie. That takes a lot for me to say. I don't say that lightly. When's the last time I said I was bullish on XRP, guys? I think that it's been since 2020 that I was bullish on XRP. DYDX, another one I've been looking at. DYDX. This was one of my DCA levels on DYDX. Was right here at this golden pocket zone. It could just be kind of a little swing back to the upside, but from the swing low to the swing high, right? This is the golden pocket that I was looking at. I marked it off on the chart, and what do you know? You come to the golden pocket, you get a bounce. DYDX up about 5% today. Really, sometimes we make it difficult, but if we just mark off key Fibonacci zones, you're gonna see bounces off those points almost 9 times out of 10. They might not be huge bounces, but they at least gonna be a little bit. So DYDX up about 5% off that level. I wouldn't be surprised if this one comes up and just kind of tags this level again, retest this previous M formation high, and depending on next week, depending on what we get for CPI reading, either you break back to the upside or you get rejected here. Pretty simple, self-explanatory there on DYDX. What was the other one we're looking at? I think Gala was an interesting one. Gala's back down to the golden pocket, right? Look where all these altcoins are. It's a little bit interesting, right? Look at this. You got your swing low to swing high. Look where you're at. You're right at the 618 Fibonacci. And what do you know? Gala up 5% today, right off the 618 Fibonacci, like literally almost to the exact cent, right off the golden pocket. So for Gala, I want to see some type of breakout here, you know. But this is an interesting point that you know, at least for a small bounce, we're not talking moon. You know, we got to break some key levels before we say, okay, we're going back to the moon. But at least, you know, we at least tag this resistance before getting a move back down again. Certainly could be the case. Let's see. MDT still getting it in. MDT. Man, Anderson, you love MDT, bro. You love MDT. Let's see. It is still getting it in. Maj, you don't have to apologize. I fart on my streams, yes. MDT, not my, actually, Anderson, I'm not going to lie. This one's not my favorite chart. And the only reason I'll say that is you basically had a high, you had a high, you swung fail that high, you came back in, and now you're finding resistance at that same high again. That's kind of your classic swing failure pattern setup. You know, obviously if this starts breaking up today, Bitcoin gets a bounce, MDT, you know, breaks back above this level, strap up, we're going to the moon, right?
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
The way the chart looks now on the daily, it's kind of a little but like this one's been moving up while Bitcoin's been moving down. So would I be surprised if it's a little bit cooled off in the meantime? No. But dude, the chart's been bullish. The chart's been bullish. You know what I mean? But not one of my, I shouldn't say not one of my favorite charts, but I guess I should say the classic swing fail pattern here. Which maybe it cools down a little bit as the market kind of cools down, as this one's been slowly grinding up as Bitcoin's been dumping, right? So 21,701 for BTC. Bitcoin's getting a little move up. Can we get a little action in this? I think we can get a little bit of action in here today. Let's see if we can get some action here today. MDT, that is, not the FERT. Does it smell like mothballs? What's a mothball? It smells like lemon chicken. Yeah, I had that lemon chicken last night. That shit was good. I had that lemon chicken. I had some rice, lemon chicken, broccoli, green peppers. Man, you couldn't get more beautiful than that. Let's see if we get a little move up. Dollar, still holding out. And we got ES, which is still green, and NASDAQ, which is kind of holding out. But I like a little rebound before the market open here. Come on, baby. I don't know if I would say it's pumping, but it is trying to at least come up a little bit, which is a good sign. You see that big falling wedge on the Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart? Big falling wedge on the 1 hour chart. The one I've been actually paying attention to, right? Which I don't see a lot of people looking at this. Let me stop the drums here a little bit. It's kind of obnoxious. The one I've actually been paying attention to is this, where you have this low, and you've kind of came down like this, right? And you guys can see here that we've gotten like a million touches on the bottom of this bad boy. This is one I've been kind of watching. It's a little bit right? You're kind of breaking through some wicks, right? It's a little bit sketch, you know. It's not my favorite chart here, but it would line up with many key levels, right? So obviously that it would line up with this bear flag target, where okay, you come down, but we know this is the key level we want to bounce from right here, right? So if we see a little bit of a move up, and then we come back down, okay. And then from this point's the key, right? We want to see some type of bullish divergence or something forming in this zone with a little bit of a W formation right off 21.3. But you do have the potential, like, you know, potential wedge setup that would get you a move up. And that would kind of line up with CPI next week, right? As if we kind of went sideways right here until Tuesday. And if the CPI is bullish, we break up. If the CPI is bearish, we say, screw this, and we just dump down here, right? So it would kind of line up, I guess. So it's something like that, you know? But you gotta hold out in this range. Like, does Bitcoin have enough strength with the bears really trying to push this down? Does it have enough strength to hold above 21.3 until next week? That's the key, right? That's the big kicker. That's the one thing I'm kind of holding out here. I do think it does. I do think you do hold above this until Tuesday, and you know we kind of go from there. But yeah, this is the level I'm looking for a bounce, man. Many alts are at bounce levels. Makes sense. They're all, literally every single altcoin has came back to the 618. It's funny, at the exact same time. If you tell me that the charts aren't all aligned and TA doesn't work, then how are you going to tell me that every altcoin retraced to the same psychological level at the same day? How are you going to tell me that, right? When they all dump or pump more or less differently every single day, right? How do they all get to those same psychological levels at the same day while Bitcoin approaches key support on the same day? Come on, you can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me otherwise. It also helps that I look on YouTube and every one of their mother is posting doomsday thumbnails at the current moment. We got doomsday thumbnails at the current moment at key support, and hey man, sometimes you got to take the doomsday thumbnails at key support. And you know, you take it day by day. You take it day by day. But I'm still pretty optimistic, guys. I understand the sentiment out there at the current moment, but I'm still pretty optimistic about where we're at and where we're gonna be next week. I am. File was getting a breakout. Yeah, File's up. File's up a good amount. File, I wouldn't be surprised if this one. Let's see where File's at. Let's go back to the daily here. Daily time frame on File. File did not retrace all the way where I would necessarily want to see it. You could say if you get rid of this scam wick, you still didn't come all the way back down to that level. Not that you have to. It's just. But that was a key level that you bounced off of, right? This previous high, you basically came back down, hit that high, about to print a daily green dot with momentum at the bottom. Last two times you did that, you did see massive moves to the upside, right? December, you got a green dot, momentum was at the lows. February, you got a green dot, momentum was at the lows. And you're about to do that. If today and tomorrow can be okay, you are about to print that green dot on the daily time frame for File again. Right at what would be key support, right? So I actually don't hate this one at all. Let me actually do a local fib. And I just want to, I like to see levels at a fib. Yeah, it's at the 786. I thought it was going to be at the 786. So yeah, a 786 bounce is just as good as a 618 bounce. So File is at a good point, man. File is at a good freaking point. For at least a little bit of a consolidation until Tuesday. I sound like a broken record, but that's it. Let's see. My 756 altcoin is going to zero. My wedge is tighter than yours. That's a good point, Shock. You usually gotta buy them at dinner first. What, the mothballs? I heard it's a... Oh my god. What do you guys talk about in the chat, man? What am I saying? What am I saying on stream? I'm probably gonna get shadow banned. I'm gonna get shadow banned here, guys. All right, guys. I want to keep this morning nice and short. I want to keep these a little bit shorter, right? We just kind of go over the general price action, and we don't spend the whole morning on here. You guys know my thought process. Like this zone. I mean, you can call even where we just bounced. Like this 21.3 to 21.5 zone is a huge level on Bitcoin's chart. We want to hold this. If we break this, I think it's gonna get a little bit dicey here. We're really just kind of waiting this out, letting the market price in bad news until CPI next Tuesday. Expect the bearish sentiment to be high. Expect the bears to be super, super loud. Expect to hear all the I told you so's. Expect to hear all that stuff until next Tuesday, right? And then we will see kind of what the market does next week, and and kind of go from there. I'll be live tonight at 7, so if you're new to the stream, make sure you guys press that subscribe button. I'll be live tonight at 7. If you haven't liked the stream, make sure you like up that stream, and let's see where Bitcoin ends up today. Can Bitcoin get in a little bit of a bounce today when you sort of got this super bearish sentiment right now in the markets? Would not surprise me whatsoever when the bears are screaming the loudest, usually get a bounce. When the bulls are screaming the loudest, usually get a dump. All right, later, peace. Catch you guys. I'm out, and see you guys at 7. Peace.